So this interview was really fascinating, really stuffed in a lot of interesting stuff. Here are some tidbits that really interested us. Elon said that Optimus Generation 3 will have the manual dexterity of a human. And so I want to point out again for people who don't know, humans have 27 degrees of freedom in their hand. You get 4 per finger. I don't even know what all of them are. 5 for the thumb and 6 for the wrist. So if you put those all together, your hand can do amazing things like play the violin and so forth. And so Elon said designing dexterous hands for robots is a very hard problem. Then figuring out how to manufacture them at scale is 100 times harder. And he pointed out in this interview that all of Optimus's actuators are made in-house by Tesla. And there are 26 actuators per arm that they're making in-house. Because I don't think about it that often, but a lot of what my hand can do is controlled from the tendons and muscles in my forearm. And just really incredible. He went on to say that once 1 million Optimus units are made per year, that the price will be around, he thinks, $20,000 to $25,000 each, which would be astounding for what it'll be able to do.
And this contradicts what we've just heard the other day where it's like, oh, it's $500,000.
That's before he gets to scale. Like there's going to be a lot of stuff that has to go into it that if you're not making many of them will be expensive. That doesn't mean we're all going, oh, only rich people can have a $500,000 robot. No, the point will be it'll get down to, cheap car price. And the AI chip that he's working on for Optimus will cost around $5,000 to $6,000, maybe more, because this chip that they're working on now is going to get smaller. It's going to be 1 chip instead of 2, and it's going to use a lot less power. And he said that creating Optimus is harder than making the Model S3, X, Y, Cybertruck, but not harder than Starship. And I found this kind of hopeful because, they're able to make Starship. They're working on version 3 and 4 that should be able to get to Mars. And if they can make Starship, then it seems like, and he said it's not as hard as Starship, then it does seem possible to make Optimus. Elon said that the forearms and the hands are the hardest part of Optimus at the moment. And he pointed out that the AI5 chip, which they're working on now, will be 40 times better. 40 times, not 40%, but 40 times better than the AI4 chip that we now have in our cars. It will have 8 times more compute, 10 times more memory, and 5 times more memory bandwidth than the AI4 chip. And he's confident that the AI4 chip will achieve self-driving safety 2 to 3 times better than a human, maybe as much as 10 times better than a human. So just the chips we have now. I was hoping that FSD 14 would come out in September because he had kind of mentioned that was a possibility, but on this interview, he said that it'll be released in a few months and will make the car feel sentient by the end of the year. So maybe we should push off our hopes that it'll come this month. Probably more likely that FSD 14 will come, November, December. Now let's switch over to Starlink. We had talked about on the last show that Starlink made a deal with EchoStar, a $17 billion deal. I think half of it was stock, half of it was cash. And this would bring about some new frequencies. These are the frequencies that can actually talk directly to your cell phone. A lot of people are asking, can this talk to your cell phone through like a thick steel roof building? And it sounds like no. It sounds like a regular house, yes, not like a tunnel. And so these new high bandwidth satellites will require new chipsets in the phone, and it's going to take 2 years to ship those phones. So this isn't something that's coming overnight, but eventually this new technology will allow basically a phone anywhere in the world to be able to watch a video. And so that led to the question that a lot of the people on the All In podcast had, which was like, does this mean Verizon's out of business? And Elon said, well, they'll be